Imagine this for a second. You wake up in the morning, and before you've even had your first cup of coffee, a small drone quietly hovers outside your window and drops the newspaper at your doorstep. Later that evening, you're craving pizza, and instead of a delivery guy knocking at your door, a flying machine lands on your balcony with a hot box in its grip. Or maybe you're planning to drive somewhere but don't know if the road ahead is jammed with traffic. So you launch your own personal drone, and in less than a minute, you're watching a live bird's eye view of every street around you. Sounds like something out of a science fiction movie, right? But here's the truth. This future is already unfolding. Drones are no longer just fancy toys or tools for filmmakers. They're becoming an essential part of our daily lives. And if the pace of innovation continues, drones might soon be as common in our homes as smartphones are today. In today's world, drones are no longer limited to photography or delivery. They now help us in warfare as well. As we see today, the military gains significant advantages from this technology. Drones can easily give us a view from one country into another, showing who may be conspiring against us or trying to launch an attack. Let's explore this in today's video. Drones have a fascinating history that most people don't realize. Their story doesn't begin with YouTubers or wedding photographers. It actually starts on the battlefield. During World War II, militaries experimented with unmanned aircraft for surveillance and target practice. These early machines were bulky, unreliable, and far from what we imagine drones to be today. But those clunky prototypes were the beginning of something revolutionary. Fast forward a few decades, and drones had evolved into highly advanced military tools. By the late 20th century, they were used in combat zones for surveillance and precision strikes. The military wanted eyes in the sky without risking human lives, and drones delivered exactly that. But then something interesting happened. The technology that was once reserved for governments and armies started becoming smaller, cheaper, and smarter. Suddenly, regular people could get their hands on flying cameras. By the early 2000s, consumer drones hit the market, and they changed photography forever. For the first time, an ordinary person could capture sweeping aerial shots that previously required helicopters. Brands like DJI turned drones into gadgets you could fit in a backpack, and from there, the possibilities exploded. Today, when we say drone, we're not talking about just one thing. There are different categories, each serving its own purpose. Consumer drones are the ones we see most often, compact devices for photography, vlogging, and even live streaming. Then there are delivery drones, which companies like Amazon are testing right now. Imagine ordering medicine online and a drone quietly landing at your home within minutes. In agriculture, drones are helping farmers map out fields, spray crops, and monitor plant health. And then, of course, there are military drones, the most advanced of them all, capable of surveillance, night vision, and in some cases, lethal precision strikes. Some of the newest military technologies even involve swarm drones, where hundreds of small drones fly together in perfect coordination, communicating with each other like a digital flock of birds. But what makes these machines so powerful? Let's break down the science. The first key is GPS navigation. Just like your smartphone, drones lock onto satellites to know exactly where they are. This allows them to fly to precise points and return safely. Next are the sensors. Inside, every drone are tiny devices, gyroscopes, accelerometers, and barometers that constantly measure balance, tilt, and altitude. That's why drones can hover so smoothly, even in windy conditions. Then there are the cameras. A consumer drone might give you beautiful 4K footage, but military drones go much further with thermal imaging and zoom lenses capable of spotting details from miles away. And here's where it gets even more fascinating: artificial intelligence. Modern drones are no longer just remote-controlled gadgets. They can actually think for themselves. Many drones today have obstacle avoidance systems, meaning if a tree suddenly appears in their path, they'll swerve around it automatically. Some can even track you without a controller, recognizing your movements and following you wherever you go. Swarm drones take AI to another level. They fly in perfect formation, share data in real time, and adapt to changing conditions instantly. It's like watching nature, but powered by code. Now, let's talk about how drones are already touching our everyday lives. One of the most exciting areas is food and package delivery. Imagine ordering dinner and instead of waiting 40 minutes, a drone lands outside your home with your meal in under 10. This isn't just theory. Domino's and Amazon have both tested drone deliveries in real cities. In emergency situations, drones are saving lives by carrying medical supplies to remote areas. In Rwanda, for example, drones deliver blood samples and vaccines to villages that are hours away by road. Drones are also being used by police and city planners for traffic monitoring, giving real-time updates that help reduce congestion. Farmers are using them to cut costs and boost efficiency, and in entertainment, drones are literally replacing fireworks with stunning aerial light shows. But the future? That's even more mind-blowing. Imagine calling a drone taxi the same way you call an Uber. In Dubai and parts of China, passenger drones have already been tested. Picture yourself skipping a 2-hour traffic jam by simply flying over it in a drone designed to carry people. At home, drones could soon be part of smart security systems. Tiny flying machines that patrol your property, stream video to your phone, and alert you if something looks suspicious. In the military, swarm drones might replace entire defense systems, overwhelming missiles and intercepting threats in ways traditional weapons can't. And in healthcare, we might see fleets of medical drones delivering organs for transplant or rushing life-saving medicine across cities. Of course, this all sounds exciting, but there are challenges. Privacy is one of the biggest concerns. What happens if someone flies a drone over your backyard without permission? Air traffic management is another challenge. Imagine thousands of drones buzzing above cities. How do we prevent crashes? Governments are already struggling to regulate drones, balancing innovation with safety. But history shows us that when technology is useful, it doesn't stop. It grows, adapts, and becomes part of everyday life. And that's exactly where drones are heading. 20 years ago, the idea of everyone owning a smartphone seemed far-fetched. Today, we can't imagine life without one. Drones are on that same path. They started as military tools, became filmmaker gadgets, and now they're evolving into something much bigger. Tools for everyday people, in everyday life. Whether it's your pizza, your doctor, your farmer, or your city's traffic police, drones are quietly weaving themselves into the fabric of our daily world. So the real question isn't if drones will be everywhere. The question is, how soon? So we've taken a journey through the past, present, and future of drones. From bulky war machines to sleek flying cameras, from delivering blood samples to the dream of passenger taxis, drones are transforming the world faster than most of us realize. But now I want to hear from you. By the year 2030, do you think drones will be as common in households as smartphones are today? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video.